Chased by the Enemy by C.S.A. Turnbo. Mr. W.F. Stone of near Protem, Missouri, an old settler of Maries County, Missouri, who was a member of Company F, the 10th Missouri Confederate Infantry, furnished the writer this sketch. In the early part of 1862, I had went up with part of our command into the state of Arkansas, from where I was sent back into Missouri to organize a company of Southern men. I recollect that on my way back I passed through Yellville and Marion County and crossed the river at Tolbert's Ferry and crossed Big Norfolk east of where Mountain Home in Baxter County now stands. I was horseback and passed through the mountains as fast as my horse was able to travel. I was not molested by anyone until I got into Howe County, Missouri. And one day, near 15 miles northwest of West Plains, I noticed a horseman north of where I was coming. He was coming toward me as fast as his horse could run. The country was open and I could see objects a long distance. When the man approached closer to me, I stopped, for I was pretty well convinced that he was not running his horse for the fun that was in it. When he got up still nearer to me, I could see that he was whipping and spurring his tired horse to urge him along at his best speed, but I was not able to discern anything in his rear that he should be afraid of. As the fast-fleeing horseman galloped up to me, he slowed up a little bit and yelled out, "Unless I'm not mistaken, you had better be going the other way." "What's the matter?" says I. "Look back yonder, and you will receive your answer," as he said, and I looked, and behold, a mounted war party had a hove in sight, which I took to be a squad of Federal cavalry which had just come into view. They were in pursuit of the lone horseman, and were a mile behind him. I had a suit of citizen clothes, and did not resemble a soldier, but at the moment I caught sight of the men in blue, I did not ask any more questions, and reined my horse around quickly and galloped my horse over the way I had come. My horse was not as tired as my newly made friend's horse was, and I was soon in the advance of him. We did not halt a moment to converse, but talked as our horses went galloping over the road. We went along as fast as our steeds could move along. We kept together 12 miles before we separated, which we did 3 miles of West Plains. And when I turned to the right and traveled over the same road I had come over my way out of Arkansas, the man informed me as we were speeding along that he was a preacher, and that he was a Southern sympathizer and lived in the north part of Howe County. He said that his decision in favor of the Southern people was all that his enemies could justly hold against him, and they want to arrest and probably kill me, and I do not want to fall in their hands, and this explains why I'm trying to get away from them," he said. Though this was the longest and the hardest and the fastest horseback ride I ever experienced in those turbulent days of war to escape the hands of the enemy, but sometimes I think now that the Federals did not intend to kill the old man, but would have soon gave up the chase and turned back, but on observing another man fall in with the old fellow, I think they concluded to continue the pursuit of us just to see us run. Now, if that was the case, they certainly enjoyed themselves watching us get over the road in a hurried manner. My horse was almost give out when we separated. We had passed out of the view of the enemy just before we parted. But this did not lessen my fears, and I urged my jaded horse along to get further away. I did not see the Federals any more, and I went on until I found a suitable place to conceal myself and horse, where we got a breathing spell, and then I traveled on and did not stop for good until I reached the residence of Jim Young, who lived in the Tolbert Barrens in Baxter County, Arkansas, where I stopped a few days to let my horse rest and made my way back up north to Maries County, Missouri, where I raised a company of men for the South.